Shanti, everyone. Welcome to the next normal, produced by the Brahma Kumaris Meditation Museum in the Washington metropolitan area. A space that is extremely high intense right now, maybe throughout the whole world. Intensity is increasing because there's an energy coming at you. You're not quite sure if you have enough understanding or enough abilities to combat the energy that's moving towards you. I spoke to somebody yesterday and they were sharing that things are happening so fast that they just can't keep up. They don't know how to keep protecting the changes of policies and laws that are going on in the USA and maybe also in your own country, wherever you're watching us from. And maybe, when changes occur in our lives, whether it's personal, or it's a family member, or it's your city or your country or your world, you watch it from here, and from your heart you wonder, do I have what it takes to help? What am I supposed to do when something seems to be out of my control? I don't have the money to help. I don't have the intellectual knowledge about what is required to see if this is right or wrong. But my heart feels like something's not right. My mind feels disturbed. My spirit is unsettled. Have you ever felt sometimes your spirit is just unsettled because you can sense something's about to give, something's about to break through or collapse? But I wonder, do you ever think to yourself, there's benefit in all of these scenes that evolve around you? And sometimes when things are taken away from you, where you were so attached to the way, the format of things, it made you a little bit uncertain, a little bit insecure. You started to worry because of the attachment to the normalcy of things. Maybe the attachment to the ease. Sometimes we even get attached to suffering. And even if there's a pathway out of the suffering, we don't really want to take it. In the teachings of the Brahma Kumaris of Raj Yoga meditation, it's such a pathway to releasing you from mental, emotional, spiritual suffering, because it's always a perception that you hold in your head about a particular situation. It's very interesting. I was speaking to somebody yesterday and we were talking about just the political system here in the USA. And one of the things that came up was, now there might not ever be another election in the United States. And it made me start to think, why is it that every 4 years in the United States there's a system in place that somebody runs for re-election of the highest office in the country to support people's mental sense of needs or wants? And I said, it's so interesting how every 4 years the most powerful office, the most powerful resident, the most powerful responsibility to be the President of the United States, it is such a huge responsibility. And every 4 years here, we're given a chance to change that or to maintain it for another 4 years. And I wondered, how can they do that? One president does it this way, then another president comes in and takes it in a completely different direction, and it's like opposite. It's a completely opposite energy. Why? And how does this country still maintain itself? Because of its systems. There are rules of law, there are systems that are in place that no matter who comes in leadership, the system will take care of the country. And if that person decides to change the system up without being able to redo a new system, the question is, how do you sustain yourself? I'm just moving that into this conversation, but really we're going to look at meditation as a very important agent of change. You look at things in your own life, forget politics and the ways of the world, but look at your life. Just look at the way that you are feeling about yourself right now. How are things evolving, unfolding for you? How are your relationships? Is there a lot of love being generated in your relationships with people? Have you forgiven people? Have you forgiven yourself for saying something in the wrong way, unintentionally to hurt somebody? It did. Were you humble enough to ask for forgiveness? Always first with yourself. If you've been following me, there was once I shared the story on Spiritual Vaccine Hour when the pandemic was huge at the time. And Sister Gita had done something and I lost my peace. And Sister Gita says, "You owe me an apology." And I was like, okay. I'm driving in the car. We're going to the Meditation Museum from the ashram. And while I'm in the car, I'm thinking, I can count on my both hands, and I swear to you, I can count on my both hands how many times I was disrespectful to my mother. I don't even think it's 10 times in my life. I'm honestly telling you, I have a lot of respect for my elders. It's like ingrained in me. And out of the 10 times or less that I have been disrespectful to her, I know how it has touched my heart, my conscience. While I was driving to the museum, and she says, "You owe me an apology." And she's just getting her dementia, okay? And she's still aware, don't talk like that, you know? And I'm in the car and I said, I can't tell her sorry until I'm sorry for doing that to me. And then I learned a very profound lesson that if I've ever gone against my peace or my purity or my natural recorded memory and personality of love, I have to first turn inwards and talk to Jen, the soul that is playing the role of Jenna. I have to talk to her first and say, "You okay? Why'd you do that? That's not who you are. It's okay. It's okay, you're a little short. Energy's a little low today? Yeah. It's okay. But don't do that. Don't make that a habit, all right?" That's how you meditate with yourself. That's how you talk to yourself. It's a meditation. And when I accomplished that, then I turned to Sister Gita and apologized, and I meant it. And I very rarely ever lost sight to her. I was usually quite aware, of how I treated her as a person. So there are so many benefits in meditation, and people think when you meditate you have to empty your mind. No. Your soul is in the body, and the soul is carrying a recording of its journey, and through the body the soul is expressing its recording in the spirit. You understand that? I'm just wondering if Santosh has an image of the soul in the body. Yeah. So the soul is behind your eye, and the natural nature of the soul has the vibration and the personality of love and peace and purity and truth and joy and royalty and introspection and introversion and cheerfulness and kindness, royalty. It's a natural feeling. It's a natural experience in the soul. But what happens is that sometimes the impressions, they shoot a signal into the mind so strong that the intellect doesn't have enough wisdom or enough power to choose what thought or experience it wants to come from. Remember that algae, that acronym I use, anger, lust, greed, attachment, ego, that takes our happiness and our clarity and our empathy and our truthfulness away from the spirit. But when you watch the next normal, when you listen to the next normal, your intellect is being fed information that will help you to choose how you, the master, wishes to feel and think about itself. Because you're getting this information consistently and regularly every day, how to be a better person for you. And when you're a better person for yourself, you're a better person for everyone else around you. But if your intellect keeps hearing negative things, let's say you're in a marriage and your spouse keeps telling you how bad of a parent you are, and the intellect feels that, it starts to feed the impression of algae, because algae feeds on negativity. Algae feeds on a low sense of worth. Algae feeds on your ego and your attachments and your perceptions. Algae makes you feel there's no hope, so it connives, it manipulates, it controls, it cheats, it lies, it dominates, it becomes a bully, it becomes very vicious, it creates fear. If you don't have any inclusion or introduction, or if there isn't an influence of something positive, spiritual, innate, pure, beneficial, if there isn't information being fed that you feel that has love or peace or purity in it, then the algae just continues to spin its consciousness in your life until it becomes natural for you to be arrogant. It becomes natural for you to be attached. And everyone you meet has the same vibration. So look at that image one more time before he removes it. You are the soul, the spark of light that never dies. You are in the body, and at this particular station or moment that you are now in this body, you're given a name, the name of your vehicle. You're given a role, a title, a gender. And through all of that, you're gaining experiences. Your perception of your name, your perception of your gender, your perception of your role or title. But if you lose the innate intrinsic quality as you play your part with your gender, your name, your role, the love and the peace and the purity and the truth, if you lose that insight, you're not very peaceful. You will lose your peace, and you'll get used to being peaceless. There are different levels of peacelessness, and there are different levels of just being absolutely out of it. And the whole notion of Raja Yoga meditation is to bring you to a level of understanding you are in charge of your thinking. Your thoughts are everything. It's everything. It's everything. And so the power of meditation is to help us to regain the original sense of self and worth of the human spirit, to reveal that we're really children of God, the supreme power, and the expression and the way of our lives and the thoughts, the words, the choices, the behavior, the mannerisms, they should connect to God's qualities, love and peace and purity. That's what the teachings of Raja Yoga is bringing humanity back to. So much money is wasted on war. So much money is wasted on the prison system. So much money is wasted on health and illness and sickness, try to put all that money together, there shouldn't be one poor person on the planet. If everyone meditates and everybody begins to understand the workings of the soul, they will contribute so much to the planet. They'll contribute to their families, to their workplace, to their cities, their state, their country, and eventually the world. And that day is coming. You see, mystics talk about the world being destroyed. It won't. But what's going to get destroyed is algae. And if you still have the attachment to the personality of algae, when situations get really dire, you're going to feel like you're being destroyed, like you're suffering, like you're in hell. So with the benefit of meditation and the teachings of Raj Yoga, you're going to learn how to pull from within your soul your original strength and your original quality of the spirit, that if anything happens and if the world is in dire crisis mode, you don't feel that you're being destroyed, because you feel you have accumulated enough of your truth to understand why it's happening. And that your spiritual energy creates a golden age, a world that works for everyone. It will happen. There's no doubt in my mind. We will enter into a golden age. When the founder, Father Brahma Baba, had a series of visions in his meditations, he saw what was going to happen. And everything that he has seen has come to light. It has all happened. Nostradamus, Baba Vega, mystics, psychics, the Bible, the Quran, the Upanishads, the Mahabharata. It's told us of the times that we're in. The Iron Age is coming to a close. That means algae will destroy algae. It can't destroy love, peace, purity, truth, and joy. It's not possible. So the question to you is, will you keep feeding the algae in your personality? Anger? Lust? If you see a beautiful woman, what are your thoughts? If you see a beautiful man, what are you thinking? Are you thinking of their body, or do you give them your blessings of the mind? The emotional weight a woman goes through when she's been violated without giving the permission is huge. She weighs on her. Then she eventually becomes someone's wife, someone's mother, someone's grandmother, carrying the weight of that pain and suffering. Greed. Is it ever enough? Some of the wealthiest people will not stop getting more wealthy, and I'm happy for them. I wish we had that. If we had that, we would open up 10, 100 more meditation centers. But they have a different aim, a different journey. Attachment, the killer of the joy of the soul. You eat 1 gulab jamun, it's good. 2, it's fine. 10 gulab jamuns, you get sick. That's attachment. Ego. You always think you're right. Who cares about anyone else? It's just about me or my family or what I want. Selfishness. And so if the world is ran by that energy, it will self-destroy. So what about people like myself or the millions of students studying with the Brahma Kumaris who are getting rid of algae? So we're watching the destruction happening with people in algae fighting with their own algae. And we're over here creating a world of vibrational frequency, love and power and wisdom and integrity and principles and peace, that when that world is destroyed, we are here. The world never ends, it continues. It just changes in vibrations. And in the same way, if you practice Raja Yoga meditation, you're going to change in vibrations. Let's do a little meditation now. Just take a few moments and go behind your eye where you, the sparkling, immortal, eternal, pure, powerful, peaceful, loving, truthful, happy being of light resides. That's who you are. You're a gift from God. God's vibrations of love and power is flowing through you. Throughout the day, you walk with your head held high in the awareness of the truth and the divinity that you experience from your connection to Source, the Divine, Allah, Jehovah, Krishna, Lord, Bhagwan, Prabhu, Param Atma, God. The more you go into meditation, and you begin to look at your own life, to see who you are at present and what you wish to become, it requires your thinking. It requires thoughts. And what if your thoughts generate benevolence, kindness, cooperation, love, support, charity, respect, creativity, insights, peace? Your success will be long running. Your life will feel complete, like you're in charge of it. Your world is filled with safety. You go everywhere with that feeling. Your practice of meditation every day, regularly, consistently throughout the day. You take time to go inside of yourself and see, what are you thinking? What are you feeling? Where are you inside? If you're happy, increase it. If you're not so happy, find out why. What are your thoughts doing to you? Replace them. Just replace it. It's just like when you're on your computer and you're working on a graphic. And on every system there is a button that says replace image. That's all you're doing. You're putting an image on the screen of your mind that's better than the one that has you feeling down, unenthused, disconnected from life, scared, anxious. Replace it. Put the best form of yourself now. Emerge on the screen of your mind an idea, a perception of your perfect self. Just see it. And eventually you'll be able to feel it. And when you you feel it, others will too. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Breathe in again. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe out. Lovely. Santosh, do we have the awakened intelligence? I might be running a little behind. What are the benefits of meditation according to Raj Yoga? It's a powerful practice for attaining inner peace, self-awareness, and spiritual growth. Here are the benefits. Mental clarity and focus, number 2. Emotional stability, number 3. Spiritual connection, number 4. Inner peace and contentment, number 5. Positive thinking, for sure. Keep going. Self-realization, improved relationships, stress reduction, empowerment, very true. Purification of sanskars, very true. Enhanced intuition, liberation and self-mastery. All right. So then you get a chance to see all the incredible amount of benefits of the practice of Raj Yoga meditation. Let's now go to the Sister Gita effect, a Raj Yogi who's been practicing for over 3 decades. Our beautiful Sister Gita effect.
Listening is receiving a message sent and understanding the meaning of the content as well as the intent. Sensing, interpreting, evaluating, responding. The word listen comes from 2 Anglo-Saxon words meaning to hear and to wait in suspense. To actively attend to the message of the sender, this requires high energy, genuine interest, and positive body language. Listening is a gift you give yourself and others. And the question I am posing, and we can also ask ourselves to how much do I listen to my body? How much do I listen to my thoughts? Let's do a little self-auditing. Do you talk more than you listen? Yes or no? Do slow speakers cause your mind to wander? Yes or no? Does nervousness or fear sometimes prevent you from concentrating on a speaker's message? Yes or no? When you are puzzled, annoyed, or confused, are you hesitant about asking questions? Yes or no? Do you judge or criticize while someone is speaking? Do you frequently find yourself thinking ahead about something you want to say, even though the other person is still speaking? When a problem comes to you, do you often react without gathering all the facts, perhaps by interrupting? Do distractions such as external noises or internal thoughts prevent you from listening carefully? Do you ever pretend you are really listening when you are really not? Are you very quick to give advice or offer a strong opinion? Do you believe that it is the speaker's responsibility to communicate effectively as opposed to the listener's responsibility? Do you often think that you have heard someone's name or an important fact only to discover that you have forgotten it? Do you think listening involves only the ears and hearing? Do you think only about yourself and ignore the other person's feelings when you talk? Think about this, please. Do you think you were born with the ability to listen? If you answered yes to any of these questions, your listening skills could be improved. If you answered yes to more than 5, you need to increase your ability to listen. Have a wonderful, attentive day to you and the people that we love. Om Shanti.
Today's special mentioning of our advanced classes, it's in the slogan today. A pure and clean nature is a sign of humility. Become pure and clean, and you will receive great success. So different than the rest of the world today, huh? The teachings of Raj Yoga and the Brahma Kumaris are completely separate than the rest of the world. Anyway, Om Shanti everyone. Hi Usha, Lilawati, Sonia C. Thank you for your lovely message. Emerge Love, Yvette Sepulveda from Puerto Rico. Smita, Sharda, Shobha, Raghu, Yukti, Lilawati, Frank. Hey Frank from Bali. How are you doing down there? I have to come and visit you in Bali one day. Kailash, Tanis, Divya Baba, Anita, Annette, Neha, and Indu. Very, very happy to have had you join us live today on The Next Normal. Feel free to keep in touch. And again, I highly recommend, we have 9,000 Brahma Kumaris meditation centers in 120 countries. There's got to be a center near you. I highly recommend. Connect to a center, take the Raj Yoga course, get close to the community, save your life. Save yourself. Shift what's going on behind your eye. Stay optimistic, empowered, compassionate, charitable. Keep practicing to love everyone the same. Thanks for joining us. Om Shanti. Take care.